Hello again. I'm Elise Pulliam, a registered dietitian. Welcome to another short nutrition class. Today I'd like to talk about the plant-based diet, some of the pros and cons of following this type diet or meal plan. So hopefully by the end of this presentation, you would just have a better understanding of the options with the plant-based meal plan. So there are a lot of reasons why you may want to consider a plant-based diet. Um, One reason may be health reasons. There are lots of studies that show that a plant-based diet is healthier for a variety of different reasons, for a lot of different disease states. And throughout this presentation, I'll point out to you exactly what those are. There's also a lot of religious reasons why some people choose a plant-based diet. For an example, the Orthodox Christians may have meats only a certain number of days per week. Some Catholic traditions are to avoid having meats on Friday. There are other religions that believe in non-violence against any living creature. The Judaism religious prohibits pork. So there are a lot of religious reasons why some people may gravitate towards the plant-based diet. There are ethical reasons, and some people are just curious about eating less meat. So let's test your knowledge before we get going here. Quick little test. Select the correct answers. The first one, meat is allowed on the plant-based diet. True or false? The second question, vegetarians are always thinner. True or false? Third question, protein is allowed on the vegan diet sometimes. True or false? Well, the correct answer here is the first, number one question. Meat is allowed on the plant-forward diet. That is true. And throughout this presentation, you'll see why. The plant-forward diet focuses on plants, but meats are allowed sometimes. The second question is false. Vegetarians are always thinner. Although the vegetarian diet promotes a thinner weights or weights that are more ideal, but there are a lot of vegetarians who are overweight and obese. That's because they choose some of the higher fat foods that are non-meat, and also maybe eat too much of the non-meat foods. So that answer is incorrect. Vegetarians are not always thinner. The third question, protein is allowed on the vegan diet sometimes. This is false, because protein is always allowed on the vegan diet and any of the diets that we'll talk about. So again, before we get going, let's review some of the common terms that you're going to see here. The vegan diet. A vegan does not include any ingredients from animals. So that means if there is, say, a cake made with eggs and milk, a vegan could not eat this product because it contains animal ingredients. So this is a very strict diet. The vegetarian diet, there are all different types of vegetarian diets, but normally they don't include any kind of meat, poultry, fish, but might contain dairy, eggs, or honey. There's certain types of vegetarians that will eat, say, eggs and dairy products, but no other meat products. There's another type of vegetarian, the Presco diet type of vegetarian. They will only eat seafood type of meat. So there are a lot of different vegetarians. The plant-based diet is often used to refer to the vegans or vegetarians, but it also refers to ingredients in foods themselves, such as fruits, vegetables, whole grain, beans, legumes, soy foods, nuts, seeds. Those are all plant-based foods. And then there's the plant forward. The plant forward diet emphasizes, but not limited to, plant-based foods. There are different variations of the plant forward eating patterns. Some include certain animal foods, such as meat, poultry, fish, dairy, and eggs, while others avoid them altogether. And then there's the uh, flexitarian diet, which is my favorite. It includes some animal foods on occasion, but is more focused on plant sources. So you get to have meats pretty much whenever you want, but most of your meals are plant based, and that's kind of what I enjoy. I like some meats whenever I want it, but I also have a lot of meals that are meatless. So, the benefits of a vegetarian diet. Vegetarians' eating patterns are often high in nutrients, including vitamins, minerals, fiber, protein, healthy fats, and phytonutrients. As a result, these diets are linked to lower risk of many chronic diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, cancers. Vegetarians tend to weigh less than non vegetarians, too. But like I mentioned before, that's not always the case. There are some overweight and obese vegetarians because of the amounts of foods that they eat. And sometimes, like, you can get a plant based food like green beans, and you can go to restaurants and find fried green beans, which are, not healthy anymore. So you can choose a lot of plant-based foods that have been altered so that they're not healthy anymore, which could cause weight gain. But the same nutrients in plant foods that support overall health also support, like, athletic performance, making the vegetarian diet increasingly popular among athletes. The diet is rich in carbohydrates, protein, phytochemicals. Again, plant based foods provide fuel for your workout, your recovery. So, some of the plant based foods are becoming very, very popular. So, the key to success with the vegetarian diet is to focus on eating a variety of whole foods to optimize nutrients. It's also helpful to try to limit refined grains, sweets, and highly processed foods, which are lower in nutrients and might even prevent you from reaching your health and performance goals. So we talked about some of those high sugar, high fat foods that you still want to avoid while on the plant-based diet. So the vegetarian diet includes a variety of whole foods that can be enough to meet your nutritional needs. But depending on the specific animal foods that you avoid, you could fall short on getting some of the key nutrients if you're not careful with the meal planning. So if you're going to avoid animal products, there are key nutrients that you want to make sure that you're getting in your diet if you're on a plant-based diet. So we'll go over the key nutrients that you want to make sure that you're getting in your diet, and we'll also review the plant-based options for you instead of having meat products. So the first option is protein, of course. Most people associate protein with meats. Meats are your best source of protein. Protein plays a huge role in a lot of different areas. It helps to build and repair tissue and support your immune function. You need protein to build muscle. So a lot of reasons that you need the protein. You can find protein in beans, peas, soy products, lentils, and nuts. Those are all key to make sure that you're getting enough protein in your diet if you're not going to have meat products. Another area is your omega-3 fatty acids. We've talked in previous presentations about how fatty fish are a great source of omega-3. Omega-3 plays a huge role. It helps to decrease inflammation and keep your blood vessels healthy. So you need the omega-3 in your diet, but if you're not going to eat meats, you might want to make sure that you're getting enough of walnuts are an excellent source of omega-3 fatty acids. And you can have walnuts, you can spread walnuts on the top of salads. You can spread walnuts on like your yogurt parfait. You can eat walnuts as a snack. You can just add those into your meal in a variety of different ways, including some other seeds, and soybeans are a great source of omega-3 fatty acids. Also, if you're on a plant-based diet, you want to watch and make sure that you're getting enough iron in your diet. You know, red meats are a great source of iron, but if you're going to avoid meat products, make sure that you're getting iron in other ways. Iron supports your red blood cell function, and it makes sure that oxygen is delivered to your cells, so it's huge. Non-meat sources of iron include beans, peas, lentils, green leafy vegetables like collards and kale, nuts and seeds, whole grain products, and fortified breads and cereal are all good sources of iron. If you're on a meatless diet, you also want to make sure that you get enough zinc in your diet. Zinc also supports your immune function. You can find zinc in beans, peas, lentils, soy products again, nuts and seeds, and whole grain products. Calcium, your best source of calcium. Most people associate calcium with milk, which is a great source of calcium. Calcium is important for your bone and muscle health, especially if once you start becoming a little bit older, it starts getting harder to absorb the calcium. So you really want to make sure that you're taking in enough of it in your diet. So if you're avoiding milk or any or other animal products, you can get adequate calcium by using fortified plant milks like almond milk or soy milk or oat milk. I've tried all three, and they all three taste great. And they all taste a little different, but they're definitely a taste that you could get used to. And it's a good idea. Give that a try. Try buying almond milk instead of just regular milk and see what you think. I cook with it, do everything with plant-based milk instead. Tofu is also a great source of calcium. Your green leafy vegetables are again, like collards, turnips, kale. Almonds are a great source of calcium. So again, if you're not drinking milk, you gotta get the calcium from some of these other sources. Now, this is an area I usually do not recommend supplements much at all unless you're certain that you need a supplement. I would much prefer you get all of the nutrients that you need from real food items instead of going out and buying a supplement. But if you know for a fact that you can't drink milk, you don't want any of these plant based types of milk, you know you're not eating some of the green leafy vegetables every day or almonds, if you know you're not getting calcium in your diet, that would be the time to try to add a calcium supplement in your diet. And if you're going to add the calcium, you probably would need to add vitamin D as well. Both calcium and vitamin D support bone health and muscle function, and they also play a role in your immune health. So again, to get the vitamin D, it's the same as calcium. Fortified plant milks are your best source, and fortified cereals. One of your best sources of vitamin D, though, is direct sunlight. It would be a great idea to make sure you get some sunlight every day on your skin. Just even if you put your arm out the window while you're driving for 15 minutes, that's enough time. If the sun's out, that's enough time to absorb enough of the vitamin D. If you have to supplement calcium, you're probably going to need to supplement the vitamin D as well. So just kind of keep that in mind. I would much rather you get the nutrients from real foods, but if you know you're not getting it from your real foods, then that would be the time to add a supplement in. Riboflavin is also largely found in meats. This is your vitamin B2. Uh, Vitamin B2 plays a role in energy metabolism, which is important for weight control and everything. So you want to make sure that you have an adequate amount of riboflavin in your diet. You can find riboflavin in nutritional yeast, quinoa, fortified cereals, avocados, mushrooms, vitamin D. Vitamin B12. This is often a problem with seniors. Sometimes you just don't absorb enough vitamin B12, and you can often feel it because your energy level will drop dramatically. And as soon as you get enough vitamin B12 back in, you feel the difference. B12 is important for healthy red blood cells. You can find B12 if you're not going to have meat. You can find it in nutritional yeast and also in fortified milk, plant milk that we've discussed already. So if you're not filling at least half your plate with plant foods, you're probably missing out on some of these key nutrients like vitamins, minerals, fiber, antioxidants, phytochemicals. Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and other plant foods support your overall physical and mental health. And they also reduce the risk of certain types of disease and help you to perform at your best. So we've said this before. Half of your plate should consist of vegetables, each meal, or a fruit and a vegetable. So that's been the running theme. So really, really, if you don't work on anything else, that may be one area to work on. So again, there are lots of alternatives to meats that are easy to find. The first one's beans. Any kind of bean, dried beans, canned beans. Beans are excellent and extremely high in protein. Lentils are the same, also nuts and seeds, green leafy vegetables that we've already talked about, whole wheat, and fortified bread products, exposure to sunlight, and also a plant-based milk are the essentials if you're gonna avoid having meat products in your diet. So how to get started? An easy way to get started is just, again, make sure that half your plate is vegetables each meal. Another thing you can do is add snacks of fruits and raw vegetables and dips. For an example, one of my favorite snacks would be hummus and raw celery and carrots. And of course, hummus is just made from chickpeas, but I think it's delicious, and I really like snacking on it. Another thing to snack on would be guacamole. And of course, it's made from avocado, so that's another fruit or vegetable there that you can add in. But some other things you can do would be to stretch meats. Like if you have tacos or burgers, you could mash up black beans and add it to your ground beef and cook it that way. Or if you have like a spaghetti sauce, you can add all kinds of vegetables to the spaghetti sauce, like carrots, onions, green peppers, of course, tomatoes. So you can pack a lot of nutrients into some of the sauces. So these are some quick ways to get started with more of the plant-based foods into your diet. Fruits and vegetables are known to be expensive, but there are some ways here inexpensive ways to get more fruits and vegetables in your diet. One is to try frozen vegetables. Another one is to add 100% vegetable juice like V8. It's a good choice. Frozen or canned juices count. Dried fruits are excellent and quick and easy on the go type foods. Try in season products. Like in October, for example, apples will be in season, so they're cheaper during that time of the year. Dried or canned beans, we've already talked about how important they are. Peanut butter, boxed whole grain products like oatmeal, brown rice, whole wheat pastas are all economical ways to add plant based foods into your diet. Make sure that you're getting enough of fruits. You can make them available. I know that I'm going to be hungry for a snack around 3 o'clock every day, so I prepare for that. I pack a handful of like the prunes here. Prunes are sweet, so a lot of times if I'm craving something sweet, I can eat a couple of those. Of course, prunes are great for your digestive system. They're full of fiber, and other dried fruit would be a great idea to add into your regular meal plan. The big thing is plan. Don't, if you know you're hungry every day around 3, have a planned snack, which should consist of some of these foods that we've talked about instead of having to make a decision about what you want to have. Working in vegetables. Vegetables are very versatile. You can have them raw. You can cook the vegetables. You can steam the vegetables. You can roast and grill. One thing you might want to do is try different vegetables. Try stuff that you've never tried before. Make sure that when you go out to dinner that you have vegetables with that dinner. If you order takeout, should be some vegetables included there. You also want to make sure that you're getting enough of whole grain products. One of my favorite whole grain foods is considered a superfood is quinoa. I absolutely love adding quinoa to all kinds of foods. Like I make a vegetable soup with, but instead of using rice with in the vegetable soup, I use a cup of quinoa. It makes excellent taste and a great source again of a whole grain product. Again, it's considered a superfood, so it's very nutritionally dense. A lot of um, different vitamins in you just can't beat this product. So a good one to add into your regular routine. We've talked extensively about beans and legumes. You really want to add these to your diet. Maybe try to have a meatless meal where you have like beans and rice, which is excellent, lower in calories, packed with all kind of nutrients. So have different kinds of dried beans and brown rice as a meal instead of having meat there. Um, this is a very inexpensive meal, low calories, and again, very, very healthy. We've already mentioned that if you add hummus in your regular routine with raw vegetables or crackers spread on sandwich is also a good idea. We can't talk about nuts and seeds enough. They're tiny, but just packed with all kinds of nutrients, which includes a lot of protein. They have a healthy fat. They're full of fiber. You can always add nuts to your oatmeal, to your yogurt, to your salad. So try adding, and as a snack, you can just snack on regular nuts and seeds. So again, they are a powerful addition to your diet. So try to add in nuts and seeds. And remember to season with herbs and spices, a variety of different ones, add different flavor from sweet to savory to spicy, but add a little bit of various herbs and spices. Quick post test. Name the grain that is considered a superfood. White rice, quinoa, or pasta. Well, we've talked about this one a lot, and we know that the answer here is, I can never make this little thing work. There we go. The answer is quinoa. Quinoa is a great food. And again, if you don't do anything else, maybe try to add that into your meal pattern. All right, so this is going to conclude our presentation today. Uh, Again, you want to add, there are a variety of reasons to be on a plant-based diet. Remember, it could promote weight loss. It could help with your heart health. It can help with your gut health. Uh, there's been numerous studies to show that the plant-based diet can help with your blood pressure, your immune system, and also your kidney function. So there are a lot of reasons to maybe try this type of diet. And if you don't want to completely go on a vegetarian type diet, you can do a variation of it, like limit the amount of meat products, maybe or maybe just try to have seafood instead of some of the red meats. But whatever you do, make some progress here. So this is going to conclude our presentation today. I hope that you're able to grasp some new information from this presentation and just find new, healthier things to make your diet the best and healthiest. Thanks again, and we'll talk to you all next month. Have a great day.